in the express lane. Oh, Phil's playing Street Fighter and he's blaming the lag. Then he's ordering some chicken in a grease-stained bag. James is clipping every moment, making memes on the fly with a kazoo solo in the background. Oh my! Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the press stream zone. Please prepare for 30 minutes of nothing. Phil's got a tip goal and the race meter's red. He's blaming the controller or his internet instead. But James is here laughing with a snarky grin, cause the salt's so thick you could swim right in. James on the express lane. Oh, I roast the gameplay, make it explode. With the polka beat and a roasting brain. Welcome aboard the express lane. Oh!
Hello, and welcome to James, the Less Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible with Cope. I don't want to be Mr. Cope. He's coping about the incident from 2016. Dude, it's been over 9 years. You think you'd get over it. But then again, guys, 27 years ago, this person cut me off in traffic, so I hunted them down and I killed him 27 years later. The way he's able to hold grudges is insane. Let's watch.
In regards to the incident, now that the most embarrassing moment has happened, you know, I honestly think like things have slowly gotten better since then. Honestly, if you want to know the truth.
Take a sip.
That really was the low point of my life. So what's the story behind it? It's not complicated at all. At that time frame, things were falling apart for me. This was 9 years ago, okay? Things were falling apart for me piece by piece my entire life. So first of all, I moved out here in 2014. I lived in Connecticut originally, but I basically spent like all of my money that I had earned on YouTube for this move. To buy the house, to move across the country, to furnish the house, and some.
While having declining views and declining income.
I overspent basically expecting that I was always going to make the same amount of money. Within 2 years of me moving, my income was like halved. So I was
Again, his income was declining at the time. They're like, wow, guys, it was going up, then crash. No, it was going down.
Completely screwed because I was already up to eyeballs in debt, and I didn't see a way out of this financially. I thought that I had completely screwed myself up entirely for the rest of my life. So just that, okay, was one big problem that was going on. Then, my personal life started to unravel. You know, I was with a significant other. I'm no longer with her since 2017, by the way.
Panda Lee. Say her name. Say Panda. Say Leanna. Do it, bitch.
And my current, you know, my wife and everything I met after that, okay? So anyway, I had been with this, you know, this girl for a while, and we decided to move and start a life together. And at first it was fine, but
you kidnapped her and got her away from her parents. Shut the fuck up.
Basically, as soon as stuff started to happen, like financial issues and heavy trolling on the internet, basically our whole relationship fell apart. Like, we just stopped wanting to spend time together. We didn't really talk that much. We lived in the same house, but we weren't really interacting that much. She went off and got a job for herself and was hanging out with her own friends while I was at home all the time working to pay the bills and keep the...
I was at home working all the time. You were playing video games. She had to go and get a real job to help you pay the bills because your job of playing video games wasn't covering the bills.
House, basically. So the entire thing had fallen apart. I mean, it got to the point where we weren't barely talking or interacting, and it sucked because, you know, at that point there's no privacy. We live in the same house, so how do you have any privacy to yourself when you're living with someone?
When she's at work and you're in your office masturbating in front of children on YouTube?
It was almost just like a roommate, right? It was.
You mean like Cat's a roommate? Womp womp. Fruity and Slip.
Just messed up. Now the thing is, we didn't want to tell the internet about that because everyone would just turn it into drama. So we lied and we fibbed and we basically made a bunch of stuff up constantly. There was a couple times we tried to make it still work. Like we went on a trip once to Seattle, and maybe this trip is like kind of the last straw where we'll click again and things will work out. But it just didn't work out. Right? It was destined to fail. It really wasn't a good relationship to begin with, to be honest with all of you.
That's what happens when you get with someone when they're 17. Just saying.
Okay. Anyway, so my personal relationship was falling apart at the seams. I was up to my eyeballs in debt. I was constantly being trolled all the time. And so basically what I saw was that this room, this office, as I called it back then, now I call it more of a studio because I have so much fancy stuff in here now. But back then I just considered it my office, right? My workspace. This was literally the only room in the house where I could be private, where we didn't have a shared space where she would have access to it. You know what I'm saying? When I was in here and the door was closed, that's me time, right? Problem being, she was almost
Problem being, you masturbated in front of children on YouTube.
always home. Yes, she had a job, so there was a few times a week when she went to work. For the most part, the only time that I got to myself, to be for myself here, was here in this room. So how did this situation happen? Well, I was insanely stressed out. We weren't really together. You know, I was at my wit's end. I wanted some private time, and I idiotically tried to squeeze in some private time at the only time that I could.
Phrasing.
Like literally as I was starting my work stream, which is the stupidest thing you could possibly do, but it wasn't like I was in my right mind. I was insanely stressed out. I was doing dumb things. I mean, daily people were baiting me into...
Your Honor, I wasn't in my right mind when I did that in front of children. Dude, are you trying to talk to a judge and make him be like, oh, I feel so bad for you for doing that? What the hell?
Doing rage bait shit on stream, and, you know, like I said, it was just a very different time of my life. And I'm so happy now things are so very different. I'm much wiser. I'm older. I don't usually, you know, fall for dumb shit like that. I do still sometimes, but not all the time. And things are just a lot different now. Okay, I'm so happy that I met my wife, and I'm happily married, and we have such a great life together. Like I said, my home life outside of this room is amazing. It's really, really good. And it's actually getting better now that things are better with support, where we can take extra days off. Like this week, we're gonna have an extra day off. We can spend time together. It's gonna be really, really good. Okay. But anyway,
IRS, divorce lawyer. What's the extra day off for? Because, you know, he doesn't take extra day off just to take the day off. It's got to be for something.
yeah. So this room was basically my one escape from this depressing life that I had behind the scenes, you know? And I know that sounds messed up. It really was. Like, it really was dysfunction. It was a split existence where we had to keep up appearances to make everyone think that we were still happy and together. I mean, I'm not even kidding. We basically weren't together almost the full 2 years that we still lived together. Because remember, we moved out here in 2014. I would argue probably it was around middle to late 2015 that the whole thing fell apart. And then we still were together, but not really.
So you kidnapped her, got it away from her family, and it didn't work. She was still able to have independent thought, which you hated.
Until, what was it, like the beginning of 2017? I want to say it was February, March of 2017 when we broke up and she moved out. So, I mean, think about being like a prisoner in your own house for like a year and a half. You're stuck with someone who you really don't have feelings for. They don't have feelings for you. You're trying to make it work. It's not working. You have no way to really be separated because it's not like this is a humongous house where, like, I can't live on the top floor and she lives on the bottom floor. Like, you know what I mean? So...
You mean like you're doing with Kat right now because she can't make it up the stairs anymore? Which, I still wonder, was it an injury? Did she get a foot cut off due to gout? Like, why was she able to come up the stairs? And suddenly, I know, guys, she had to abandon her office that she had her computer in because she can't get up the stairs. I mean... that's not what happened, guys. That's not what happened. She just decided to move everything that was hers downstairs. Totally, guys.
It was a pretty messed up situation. And that's why it happened, because here I am trying to basically have a moment for myself of relief before a stream. And I'm just trying to, like, you know, fit it in when I really can't do it at any other time. And I'm idiotically even trying to do it when the stream is live. That was insanely stupid. Like, the most dumb thing I could have done. And of course, now I know that.
Yeah, is this group therapy or a gaming stream? It's DSP gaming, dude.
I admit that. But back then, I just didn't give a shit. Honestly, to be honest, remember, this was also the year when I was trying to rebrand.
The second he says to be honest, you know he's lying sack of shit.
And myself as KO Gaming, and I was doing a whole edited content channel on YouTube. So in my mind, things were already falling apart and it wasn't working. Like, YouTube was falling apart. I was losing money constantly, losing viewers constantly. My relationship was breaking up. My financial...
You still are losing financially and viewers on YouTube?
Were awful. Everything was bad in my life. So I was like, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I don't care about the risks I take. I don't care about nothing because nothing's working anyway, so who gives a shit? You know, I was really depressed. 2016, yeah, I was really, really depressed that year. I wouldn't be surprised if you look back at stuff I did in 2016, shaking my head at like, geez, this guy was so angry at everything. I really was. I was very upset that things that were turning out that way. I thought that I was basically going to have to stop doing YouTube and I was going to probably have to give up the house. That's what I thought.
I was going to have to get a real job, guys. I can't get a real job, guys. Don't you know who I am? I'm a king. Kings don't work real jobs.
Ultimately, is that I was going to have to lose my house. I was already losing my relationship. I was probably already going to lose my house. I was going to lose everything. You know what I mean? So it was just a really messed up time. But like I said, I'm glad I got past it. And now I'm stronger for it. The most embarrassing thing that could have happened to me has already happened. And now I have the rest of my life to focus on. Instead of worrying about what's the next thing. There is no next bad thing. Really. It's already all behind me, the worst stuff. Okay, I know that was a long story, but it is a long story.
Emphasis on story. How much of that was actually true? No, guys, we fell apart like a year and a half after I moved out here. Guys, we weren't together for like 2 years when that happened. This is DSP. Something happens, you know what happens, because he can't keep his mouth shut. You really expect us to believe that he was able to keep his mouth shut for 2 years? Yeah, guys, we fell apart. We weren't dating each other for 2 years. Really, guys, for 2 years we weren't together. Yeah, not a chance in hell, DSP. You're able to keep your mouth shut for 2 fucking years. Not a chance in hell. Anyways, I wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.